Hello, my name is Michael Chow, and today I'll be talking about education inequalities in New South Wales. The New South Wales Department of Education should provide an addition 1,800 per disadvantaged student per year for next 3 years. This fund should be used only for two purposes. One is after school reading or advanced supporting programs in a small group of 3 to 5 students. And the second one is for transportation support for students who from low income families. And this target investment would help disadvantaged students access learning support more consistently and reduce the secondary education gap in New South Wales. So there might be opposite perspective in New South Wales because they say they have been many supporting programs exist. We don't need this actual one. From this perspective, the issue is not the lack of a funding, but how school was using the fund and how they track the fund was being used. So for this first graph, it's showing the low income groups were disadvantaged in schooling. Indigenous students with 30% in Decile 1 and 8% of non-Indigenous students in Desire 1. And it happening in the same thing in the Desire 2 and 3, then narrow down in the middle class. But at the end, the top decile, indigenous shares reduced to a tiny percentage, and the non-indigenous population is like 9 to 10 percentage across the chart. So this fact, the inequality is not random. It always depends on the local income and community and family. That's the most disadvantaged students were the most the help that was needed. The opposite position is acceptable, but currently the gap between the indigenous and indigenous people are quite large. Some disadvantaged students lose in learning assistance because they require direct reading or math support. They cannot remain after school, or they just cannot attend school without transportation support. And for the second graph, they kind of related to the first graph by showing the large fund for disadvantaged students was already provided. So in 2026, disability was provided 6.9 billion, and social education disadvantage was like 3.1 billion. And for low English proficiency, it was less than $100 million. So this graph shows that the government knows the drawback is, and they know where the money need to spend and all. They just need more specific targeted section for it. All right, thank you.